Welcome everybody to the Velocity Dirt Touring Series. Tonight we have the dirt street stocks here at Cedar Lake for 35 action-packed laps. Earlier we were running 3 heat races, 2 B mains. We had 28 entries and now we had whittled it down to 22 cars racing the A main here tonight. Tonight we have a Lock Dill in the broadcaster's booth, so I'll kick it to Lock. Who do you see to be the dark horse tonight, or who can get that win here tonight for the Velocity Dirt Touring Series?
I'm going to have to go with Michael in the 30 car coming off of a big heat race win. I think that he's always near the front on the street stocks. I think that he's got a good opportunity to win this thing tonight.
Yeah, looking at it, it's very, very fast cars up in those front rows. I saw Kinzer Tosh, Daniel George Jr., and looks like Zach Staggs gets the pole. And as you can see, the front 12, we had the front 12, top 4 from each heat race. It's a random pill draw for the top 12. And as you can see through these last 10, a lot of fast cars. Alex Hayes winning last week, having to start in the rear of the 22 car field. And as we bunch them all together, looks like we're getting one to go this time by. And what do you think? What's going to happen here tonight, Locke?
Well, for Alex, this is definitely a tricky race to start from the tail. I have to see how good he can do, but I think that very racy racetrack, so should be interesting.
And with that, we are going green here for 35 laps at Cedar. Looks like high side, Michael Menes trying to go on the inside of that 44 of Matt Dickerson. And we're already bunching up side-by-side action. Benedict Ringer there in the 296 falling to the inside of the one of Jaron Valley. 3 wide racing. There are cars. Looks like Mike Menes getting a little loose down the straightaway. Zach Staggs up to a commanding lead. Looks like we got some 4 wide action already. And ooh, to the rear right there. Looked like the 50 of Howard. Turning around, we'll see if that looks like that'll bring out the caution. First Rocky Top caution of the night.
Oh, it looks like the 90 just tags him in the left rear and spins him around. No damage though, so both cars should be able to continue.
Looks like not
Very
gonna
tricky
be
racetrack.
entering the pits.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the big thing for this race, guys, being able to navigate the wide surface, but obviously it's slicking off a lot, so interested to see if it'll be bottom dominant or top dominant as this race progresses.
A lot of work in that warm-up, getting that high line out. It's trying to get that. Looks like there's a bottom groove and a little bit of that middle groove. But there's a lot, starting in that back, there's a lot to get through. But as we get the restart, we're going back green. Zach Staggs in the league, and a little punt from Kinzer Tosh. Looks like a little bit of a missed shift. And it's more 4 wide action. Kinzer Tosh going around.
Massive pile up here. A lot of damaged cars. Let's see if there will be any that have to go to the back for that one. Looks like either Junior got up into him or Kinzer might have came down across his nose there. Just nowhere to go for the rest of the field.
At 44 of Dickerson having some strong showings. But that's going to be difficult going back to the rear, getting that thing fixed. Get 2 quick repairs, so able to get that thing fixed, but starting in the rear. What advice do you even have for those cars starting in the rear of a restart?
Oh man, I think you just have to ride early. I think that wait for the race to progress a little bit before you start trying to make moves. I feel like if you try to go right away, you're just putting yourself right back in harm's way.
Yeah, for sure. Looks like Daniel George Jr. to the rear, and we're going back green again. Braden Tuttle making his way up, looking at that inside. Looks like Kinzer Tosh. A little bit of 3 wide action, trying to sneak on the inside of Zach Staggs in the 79. He holds them off. Plethora of cars trying to get past each other. Looks like that middle high line working well, but also that inside. And ooh, contact there. Jordan Endries of the 257 around. Huge contact.
And another caution on lap number 6. Hopefully these guys can keep it green as big damage to the 257. He will definitely have to pull in and get that taken care of. Foxworth with big damage as well. He goes behind the wall. The 30 of Michael with a ton of damage. Yeah, just tagged, and then Jordan goes around, and a huge hit for the 50.
Cars
Collects
not
several cars.
checking up there.
Yeah.
As we look at the field now, you can see some of those cars that didn't make the invert. Kendrick Hom in that 3 Ron and the 21, 07 of Dill, and the 30 of Alex Hazer, last week's
Up
winner.
to 9th already. What a job he's done.
It looks like we're going back green. A little bit of blinking from our leader right there. Benedict Ringer throwing it in 3 wide already. Kinzer up top. Jaron Valley stuck in the middle. A little bit of a slider. Everybody playing nice so far. Braden Tuttle trying to make that high side work in the 84. A little bit of 3 wide action back there with Hom, Dill, Hayes. Cars beating and banging. You can do those in these street stocks here. Unlike a couple days ago when we just ran UMPs. Here at Cedar, Ron looking to the inside of Schroetland. Benedict Ringer working on that 3rd spot. Looked like a little bit of contact. A little bit of slider on Jaron Valley. Jaron Valley in the rear of Ringer. Braden Tuttle. Ooh, Jaron Valley. In the rear end, oh, looks like we got another caution there, and big pile up. Big pile up, had to be at least 7 to 8 cars involved in that one. That one's a big one. Gotta bring out the caution.
Yeah, it looks like a little bit of contact after the slide job. It looks like Jaron just gets into his left rear and spins him around, but it spins himself right in front of the field in the 07. Nowhere to go. Big hit for the 27. Several cars tore up again. And Valley will go behind the wall.
It's like Ringer with some front damage. Doesn't have his front nose anymore after that one. Looks like we'll be switching it to single file. Just a couple too many cautions in 10 laps. Try to ease things out. Looking at that top 5, looks like Schroetland up into the 5th position was very strong in his heat races.
Zach
Looks like
Stagg still controlling this race.
he'll take it to the green. Kinzer Tosh sitting right behind Zach Staggs. This whole race so far, when will he make the move? Braden Tuttle looking to the inside of that 296 of Ringer. Schroetland trying to make that inside work. Slider on the 296, the slide back. 3 wide action, a little bit of contact. Ringer, can he get the slider? Doesn't look. Push up the 84 of Tuttle. Schroetland looking to have a little bit of a blinking problem. Contact, and he's jumping over the tires back into the infield. We'll see if he keeps it going or that'll pull out the caution. Mike Menes hitting the tires. Checking through the field. Looks like Schroetland's able to get it back on track. We'll keep her green for now. And looks like it ends up bringing out the caution. We'll take a look at that. Not sure seeing it on the replay.
Oof. 30 just turns at 29 after hitting the tire. Could never get it straight back out. And an unfortunate day for Foxworth. It has been a tough battle for Foxworth.
Does seem when you're in that rear, it's tough to get back. You got to survive the crashes on type of these nights.
Alex Hayes up to 7th from the tail. What a job he's done.
Matt Dickerson making his way back up to 10th after that incident, and Zach Staggs brings her to green for lap 15 here tonight. Braden Tuttle going way high, running that dirt super late model line. See if he can get anything there. Still the same top 3 as we look through the action through the field. George Jr. looks like all 3 of those, even 4, Foxworth there, involved in early wrecks trying to get back into the field. We're all battling for that 10th position. As we go back up front, looks like Braden Tuttle checking to the inside of Kinzer Tosh. Zach Staggs running a beautiful race so far, not letting anybody by. As this is your Tay-Tay's Tech Shed halfway home. Braden Tuttle blinking a lot, having Benedict Ringer hit the brakes. Ooh, a little bit of checkup from Staggs. Kinzer looking to the inside. Can he do anything with it? Zach Staggs drifting up the track. Kinzer Tosh has a run. He's got a nose. Can he do the slider? No, we'll stick it down low. Ooh, a little bit of misdirection, a little bit of tight. Zach Staggs pulls back into the lead. Braden Tuttle and Benedict Ringer catching the field. Can they do anything? Zach Staggs running that slider one. You can tell when he gets traction up in there. Check a little further back into the field. We were talking about it before. Daniel George Jr. making some ground up into that 9th spot as Holzmeitzer and Hayes battle each other for that 7th spot. Junior's making that high line work. 3 wide action right behind him with Dirks, Endries, and Dickerson. Back up to the field, Braden Tuttle, Hunton, Kinzer Tosh. Seems like all these cars are the exact same speed. Can Zach Staggs hold them off? 12 to go this time by. As this group's getting together, Daniel George Jr. getting a nice run, and ooh, looks like we'll be taking out a Rocky Top caution. Check to see who's out there. Looks like could have been Kriphoff. We'll check the replay on this one.
Ooh, just looks like the 30, Steven in the 3 just make some contact, spins the 3 around. Both cars should be able to continue. What a rough night it's been for both Michael and Steven today. Both those cars starting up towards the front, now riding around the back.
And I'd say, watching those heat races earlier, I thought Steven had one of the faster cars here tonight. Just a shame getting stuck back there and just running into problems.
Yeah, and Michael with a heat win. Both those cars ran really good in heats.
So they'll take that back of the field. We'll double it up again with 10 to go due to the long green flag run, give everybody the opportunity, and it's Braden Tuttle getting a run on Kinzer Tosh. Not the best start for Tosh. Can he hold him off? Kinzer Tosh trying to get the inside, and ooh, contact back. Looks like Tyler Matheny checking up. See if we keep her green, and ooh, front stretch, oh, and it's who you thought it'd be, Steven Schrotland once again in a wreck, and Michael. Tough night continues.
Dirks involved as well. 87 goes behind the volunteers. Oh, looks like contact with Parker and Jordan, and the 87 just spawned, and another one for Foxworth. Just hasn't been his night. Same thing there with the 30 of Michael. Another wreck for him.
As we'll single file them. And Zach Staggs taking the green. He's been solid all night. Hasn't made any mistakes. And this could be a first time win for Staggs if he holds off Braden Tuttle, who's new to the league, first race with us at the Velocity Dirt Tour. He's licking his chops for a win. Zach Staggs. Everyone playing nice so far. Junior still trying to make that outside line work. Foxworth still working his way up. Even though he's involved in the accident, we have a tap rule. You can get your spot back if you weren't the cause of the incident. And look at Howard and Dill connecting back there. It's like everybody's sorted out and Howard into the wall. We got 5 to go. 5 to go for Zach Staggs, Braden Tuttle in that second position. A lot of action going on with the laps counting down. Crit off a little bit loose there. Dickerson solid every week in that 9th position, trying to gain as much as he can back. As we see Staggs and Tuttle battling for that first spot. Jaron Valley and Foxworth battling back here. As we'll go take a look up front. Only a couple laps to go. Zach Staggs, Braden Tuttle have a little bit of gap to that 3rd spot of Kinzer Tosh. 2 to go this time by. Zach Staggs still sliding up the track, finding a lot of speed there. What can Tuttle do on these last 2 laps? Kinzer Tosh coming for them in that 3rd spot as they keep battling as it's your Lockdale Sim Sports. 1 to go. Braden Tuttle inside of 79 of Staggs. Has his quarter panel, falls back a little bit. One more corner for Zach Staggs. Can he keep it? Drifts up the track a little bit. Braden Tuttle to the inside, but it is Zach Staggs picking up his first Velocity Dirt Tour win here tonight. A little bit of contact back in the field. Parker Dirks doing some donuts back there. But it is all that 79 of Zach Staggs leading this from start to finish.
What a run. What a run. And what a run by Foxworth, bringing home a 10th place finish after going to the back several times in that race. Really good job by him to bounce back.
I think this is one of the best things about these street stocks. We have an iRating cap of 3,500, but it is just competitive out here. It's tough to pass. Everybody seems like the same speed, but that is some of the best racing that we see. As Zach Staggs able to bring home a win. And how about Braden Tuttle? Was able to get through the field on his first race.
Talk about making a statement in his first race.
Kinzer Tosh up there all night. Just it's a tough track to pass the way it was worked in, but kudos to Zach Staggs. You know, a lot of pressure on his bumper the entire race with Kinzer, Braden Tuttle, Benedict Ringer, but he was able to hold on. As you can see, he is ecstatic out there doing donuts here and there. As he'll try to park this thing. We'll see if he can get there. As we look through the field, Ron 5th, Hom 6th, Junior 7th, Hayes 8th, Dickerson 9th, and Foxworth 10th. But it is Zach Staggs here tonight. Looks like Taylor Ron wishing him congratulations. But that's 79 with a great run tonight. Capture his first Velocity Dirt Touring Series win.